All right, welcome to the Meta Paddock grant writing ChatGPT session. Today we have with us Leon Willis, and we're going to bust out a grant in right now. So Leon, what grant did you have in mind for either you or for others?
So this grant is the Arts and Corrections grant. It is sorry, I'm trying to open up my notes here. But it's through the California Arts Council, I believe. And they're seeking to bring organizations and or artists into the how to say this permanent living facilities to enhance the education of their people.
Okay. Do you happen to have a link to the grant?
I do. It's here. Let me this window.
Or you find somebody else like that, you know what I mean? I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't happy with that, but it's something like so your brother got the both times they were cooking, and you had that situation for a period of time before you come to me. You told me that.
Well, I had it towed instead of that overheated.
So I was looking
Yes,
online
no, before like
and
the first moment you come and say, yeah, you know, I mean, we're dealing with.
it looks like they have about 7 right now.
Yeah, I can smell it for a while.
Yeah, and I like, and they went. to
The
the mark.
Let me pull it up.
California.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And the belt is still.
You want to do you want to do a photo real quick? We're doing our workshop.
And right now I don't see anything that.
Can do.
Okay.
How's my hair?
It looks great.
Maybe.
You just got it redone, right?
Nope. I did shave.
Don't get it. I did.
Oh, nice.
I did it. I
Okay,
did
you
the
ready?
knock down.
You ready to
Yes, sir.
I
smile?
really don't, I don't feel bad. I didn't take anything to somebody else to change.
All right, cool. Let me try doing it with the computer. Ready?
Yeah.
Probably gonna have when you're going uphill, you've got the AC on at the same time, everything's working overtime at that point. So.
I'll send it in the chat so you can have it.
All
Okay.
right. Thanks.
Thank you.
I got my AC.
Oh, perfect.
Journey. Kind of, they're a good card.
Okay. Let me pull up what I found on the grant writing
Already.
for the California Arts Council. Let me pull up what I found.
Yeah, they're probably, exactly.
And now it's.
Now it's like, and now with the scanner.
So you're at the mechanic right now, doing a little co-working? Nice.
Yes, I am.
Everything was normal and actually. Point. And when he's looking at it, say, okay, go find the bag, but now it's weird.
So I'm loading up my screen right now. And
Oh, perfect.
I looked up the grants and I saw that on the right side, there's administering grant, education. Do you know which one it is? Oh, here's they have deadlines. End date is today, you were saying, right?
Yeah.
Looks like they have several.
That are due today.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Well.
This one looks pretty like something that you're might be interested. Creative youth development, art projects for youth outside traditional school hours.
Yeah, let's see what that's about.
Let's do that one.
because I wanna use it.
So Leon, do you want to tell everybody a little bit about some of the projects and artwork that you do? That way people have some context for this grant.
Oh yeah, most certainly. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Leon Willis, creatively known in the graffiti art world as AC. My recent, I would say, campaign slash movement in regards to doing art is this "I Love You" campaign. I'm doing these huge "I Love You" murals, and I have shirts and sweatshirts to go with it. Lately, I've been doing these murals inside of schools through one of the local art mural-based companies in Sacramento. Actually looking to like kind of pivot from that and get direct contact and communication with the schools, you know, to increase the income and or experience for the youth, and make it a youth engaged mural versus just something they show up to see after the weekend is over. That's, you know, it's one of the things that I'm currently working on. Like I said, long time aerosol artist. I've been doing graffiti art since 1989. And I live in Sacramento, currently working with youth, teaching them how to draw, how to become comfortable with their own skill of drawing letters and using those letters to make funky expressions with the words instead of acting out. So channeling their expressions through onto paper / canvas versus at each other or on each other.
Okay, that sounds great. You also mentioned to me before that you taught, you kind of teach movement through like breathing, and how do you explain that?
Yeah, so a part of the program, part of the program is this movement that I created called Alphabetex. And it is the combination of graffiti art, yoga, and martial arts mixed together. And so, yeah, that's a part of the program. That's what I do with the youth. Is like I teach them how to draw these letters, and I also teach them how to move like the letters and breathe into it too.
All right, I think that gives a lot more context. Thank you for that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me put my screen share back on.
Okay.
All right, so on the left side of my screen, I have ChatGPT, and on the right side of my screen, I have the website for the grant. So it's the Creative Youth Grant. Let's see. Oh, it says that this one is already closed, but we could still go with this example if that's okay with you, and we can find a different one for later. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, that's completely okay with me.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly skim through it. So it looks like it's for kids, 5 and school age youth, promote artistic expression and creativity, and then help support transitional individuals 18 to 24. Okay. It looks like they're offering up to 40 grand for a 2-year grant period. They have some restrictions. That looks like they have a slideshow. Let's see, take a look at that. Then they have application, frequent asked questions, resources, deadlines, stuff like that. Okay. So here's their slideshow. Okay, so this is like a general document on how you apply. Okay, so that's cool. So let me do something else first, actually. Chatpdf.com. So chatpdf.com is like ChatGPT. except you use big PDFs. So let me save this slideshow. See, save link, save it to my desktop. Drop it into the chat PDF. Okay, I'm going to tell it what to do now. So I would like for you to act as an expert in grant writing and analysis of a PDF document. Are you ready? I like to set the tone. So, okay, what is this document about? So this document's about the Creative Youth Development Grant Guidelines. It provides information on how to apply for a grant up to $40,000. Okay. It sounds like this actually has more than just okay, so I took the slideshow and we saw that it's just basic guidelines. And then I downloaded the application link and I put that in chat PDF. And so that has a lot of information about this opportunity. Okay, good. So we can interact right here with chat PDF. So on the left side is the PDF, on the right side is the chat. So basically it's for $40,000. They have their purpose. They're talking about their mission. Their mission is to strengthen the arts and culture, creative expression as tools to cultivate a better California for all. Vision a California where people flourish with universal access to and participate in the arts, which sounds exactly like what you were talking about. So that's perfect. Talking a little bit about just more background and stuff. Okay. So I would like you to act as an expert in grant writing. For this grant, let me summarize what I think you do, and if I miss anything, like jump in or put in the chat more stuff or context for it. So even even your website and stuff like that would help like kind of breathe like you into the chat. So if you have any of that extra info, that would help. So I would like you to act as an expert in writing for this grant. I am in Sacramento and I do movement artwork for kids. Let me see. Do you want to help me write this little blurb about what you do?
Yes, I'm searching through my folders, looking for some of the things that I've written.
Okay.
I'm about to send.
Cool. So you said you started in like 1980s or something with movement artwork. So you have like 35 years experience with this?
Yes, I started writing, personally just writing graffiti as a tool for anger management. And so yes, over 30 years. But recently, I think about 2013, I actively pivoted into mentoring.
What year did you say
So
you did
10
that?
years.
So about 10 years.
2013. Yes.
And in about 2013, I pivoted into using this art form as a way to mentor others. You work with kids and adults, right? Or you have? Okay,
That's
good.
correct.
Okay, mentor others. Kids and adults. Let's see. I'm just gonna keep this to kids so it doesn't get confused. Mentor children and kids. How? Okay, so I asked, I would like you to act as an expert in grant writing for this grant. I am in Sacramento and I do movement artwork for kids. I have about 35 years experience with graffiti artwork, originally as anger management. I meant to say tool. And in about 2013, I pivoted into using this art form as a way to mentor children and kids. How could I position myself to be an excellent choice for this grant? Okay, so it says, as an expert grant writer, position yourself highly qualified and experienced artist who is committed to using graffiti art as a tool for mentoring and empowering young people. Here are some tips. So it says, highlight your experience, demonstrate your commitment to youth development, describe your approach, address equity and accessibility, provide a detailed budget. By following these tips, you can position yourself as an excellent choice for this grant and increase your chances of being selected as a grantee. Okay, that seems like a pretty good framework to flow into. So I would like to offer it more context. Do you have your website or any writing samples that you might want to kind of breathe into this?
Yeah, in the chat, I just submitted something.
Okay, let me pull up the chat. Oh, okay.
And so that's like, you know, the capital letter version is like, is my version of the information. And then below that, there's the ChatGPT reframe of what I said.
Did you, I don't see it in the chat. I just see a website. Did you send it?
It's sending.
Oh, okay. It's a Word
Operator
doc.
error on that one.
Oh, it's all good. Okay, click to download. Okay. Let me open up your doc. Remind me of what you said about the capital letters.
Yeah, so the capital letter portion is my writing, my voice.
Okay.
And then, yeah, and then the portion below is the ChatGPT reframe.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to take everything that you wrote in capital letters and I'm going to throw it in here. And I'm going to say, okay, awesome. Thank you for that framework. Let me have you look at some writing that I have done so we can write this in my voice. Ready. So I find that if I find like I get better results when I'm like being like kind in this, like, oh, thank you for giving me this information and working with me and stuff. you know, like people say artificial intelligence, but at some point, maybe it's just intelligence, right? But that's for another seminar. But also I find like asking it what to do and then giving it like some like boundaries of framework to work into, that way it knows what to get. So like kind of like to I'll explain this. So with ChatGPT and stuff like this, like it's kind of like a fishing net. Like you throw it out and it spins out like one of those ones that spins out. You grab some stuff, you take a look at it, you see what you want, just throw it out again, bring up some stuff, and then go for what you're really looking for. So let's see how it does with the context from you, because I think that will actually help a lot. Okay, so I'm going to paste in everything that you sent in capital letters. Okay, so thank you for your writing. Here's some suggestions. Looks like it wants you to kind of clarify your message a little bit, provide more detail. Oh, sorry, my screen was still loading. So in the blue, capital letters is what you wrote. And below that in gray is from Chat PDF. Okay, it wants you to clarify your message, provide more detail, address the equity and accessibility requirements, and then use clear and concise language, provide a detailed plan. Okay. Kind of a lot of what it said before. Okay, would you write me those items out with my input? So sometimes Chat PDF isn't as good as Chat GPT because it's running an older version. So if you put this in Chat GPT on 3.5 or 4.0, you could probably get some better stuff. But it was kind of cool to take the PDF and go from that to like get a basic framework. Okay, so your original is in capital letters.
Yeah, it looks like you know, in reading what you added in there, it looks like a portion of it's cut off, but it says it starts to tell how it works with the students.
Oh, let me check. So it ends here with nervous system. Oh, good catch. Okay. Let me give you some more of my writing for more context. Okay, so your original was saying stuff. Alphabetex is a word combo exercise practice that pulls from three genres of life: martial arts, graffiti art, and yoga. The focus of this moving mantra practice is to introduce an athletic perspective on aerosol art form. Okay, so it revised it to say Alphabetex is a program that combines martial art, graffiti art, and yoga to introduce an athletic perspective on aerosol art form. The program is designed to help young people regulate their emotions through physical movement and creative expression. By using the capital letters, the alphabet, as a reference for creativity, it provides a unique, engaging way for young people to explore their creativity and develop their skills. So, so here's the thing, like ChatGPT might like make things sound a little smoother, But at the same time, we want to make sure that we have it like honor our voice. So in my opinion, like if you kind of get it a little cleaned up, but it's starting to not sound like how you would sound, like it's probably best to revise it to how you would say it. And but I do like how ChatGPT can, like, you can kind of keep playing with it to like kind of like dial in your message. So I just wanted to like bring that to your attention.
No, I really like that, and the analogy that you're using, like it's a fishing net. You kind of just reel it in and look at it, say thank you, then okay, boom. It's almost like using any other awareness practice where you take a deep breath and then exhale and see what's coming up, and then
Yeah.
So yeah, I really appreciate that.
And as you just explained that, I started picturing you doing the movements, because you have physically shown me how you move when you do this. And so like, it kind of reminded me of like, I'm kind of doing that, but in my mind, right? Like I'm throwing out the net, I'm bringing it back. What do we want? Okay. And so it's like that process. So perfect. Yeah, I was talking to a book writer, Haley Page, and she was saying, like, it's really important to make sure that your voice comes through, because when people meet you and you sound like ChatGPT online and you talk in person, they're like, wait, who is this person? And so like, sometimes, I don't know, like if I post writings online that ChatGPT did a lot of, sometimes I like to just say that's what happened. Because then other times I like my voice to come through 100%. So it might be nice to like get the framework of ChatGPT to like hold that. But at the same time, like I have, it's like a pendulum, right? Like all of you, all ChatGPT, like where do you find the balance, right?
Yeah, I think that's in the reread and the reframe, and luckily there's the copy and paste. They can just rewrite it. I had that come up previously using it for something else, and I wanted it to state these two facts. One, I did this, and two, I did this, and it was like combining them and making them into a couple of sentences. And I wanted like a bullet point. One, I did this, and then two, I did this also. So
yeah, you can actually like tell it like, all right, now put that in bullets, and then it'll like give it back to you. And I've been using it to edit. So you know how you wrote in all capital letters? You could say something like, hey, put this in like regular lowercase and everything. And then that way you don't have to do it, I found that to be helpful.
yeah, that was one of the things I personally type in capital letters. One, because it's easier for me to see.
Okay.
But two, because that's how, as a graffiti artist, that's how I write in capital letters. And so the Alphabetex teaches using capital letters as a focus. So I just to keep it continuous with me, that's why I type in capital letters also.
That thank you for sharing that. That makes a lot more sense. I have some friends at the International Pen Convention right now, penmanship for calligraphy and all kinds of stuff. And next year they're doing it in San Antonio. And I was thinking about going, like, I practice some calligraphy and stuff, but I don't know if anybody has done like the graffiti writing artwork like you do. And that might be an interesting demo or opportunity to do down there in San Antonio next July.
What is this called? The National Penmanship? What?
Yeah, it's let me get the link. International Association of Master Penmen, Engrossers, and Teachers of Handwriting. That's the full name, and I'll let me share my screen and I'll put it in the chat. Okay. They have other meetings too. right now, one of them's in like, I think it's in like Scranton, Pennsylvania or something. So here's my screen. It's called IMPath. That's their acronym. And so they have like a conference, they have membership, like just people that do all kinds of calligraphy and penman work, and like, you know how people like cut into like fabric to make writing. There's all that kind of stuff too. Artwork. I just popped in my mind when you were talking about that you write in capital letters. This might be something cool for you to like join as a member, and maybe you could float this idea out there. Because a lot of people would like to see kids get back involved with like cursive and various forms of handwriting. So I don't know, what do you think about that?
I think that you're onto something. This is totally in my wheelhouse and my world. I love all this like flourish, artsy, fartsy. I do a lot of like studying of fonts and looking at how things are built and whatnot. And that's what I've translated all that stuff in my class to teaching the youth how to make letters and become comfortable with creating these little boxes and shapes and outlining them and coloring them in. And so like, yeah, this is my language. It's actually where I came from. Was like my mom gave my sister some calligraphy pens when she was little, and so I was even younger. And then I learned cool writing by watching, and just kind of embraced it.
That sounds awesome. Like, so Mont Blanc, they actually have free calligraphy and handwriting classes online. And I started going to some, and then the teachers of that, Chantal, Brittany, and Matthew, they're like the main teachers. And so I started following them on Instagram, and they're there right now. So I'll send you their Instagrams. And you could check them out. And then they've been posting all kinds of stuff that they've been doing. So it's like been super neat to watch. Regarding flourishing, like I've been to a couple of those classes too. And then one of them, Matthew, he does like I think it's called Serpentillion script. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm glad that you're interested in this. I think just going to like check it out and become a member might be cool for you. I think showing people how to do this in person or outside would be cool too. So
Agreed. I mean, the calligraphy, like old world calligraphy is like currently is our graffiti art. Right? That's
yeah.
what we do. We take letters, typography, we take the letters, we manipulate them, we add backgrounds and foregrounds, we make them come and go, and that's what we do. So yeah, I'm very interested in this actually. Thank you for sharing.
Sure. Let me see if I can pull them up real quick. Okay, let me share my screen back to you. Okay, so the Mont Blanc free classes, my screen is still loading. Okay, so one of the ladies, her name's Brittany. So she does kind of more like the artsy side of it, and she actually taught people how to use their like calligraphy pen ink in a way to do watercolors, and that was pretty cool. I think that was around Valentine's Day. So she's got that, and then let's see. Then this other lady, Chantal, she does all this kind of calligraphy stuff too, and flourishing. and she does classes too. Yeah, see, here's like even the little flourish template right here that she did. Pretty neat. And then let me open up Matthew's. So this is kind of the art that Matthew does, like the Serpentillion script. So stuff like this. It's pretty cool. And so I know for sure that Matthew and Chantal are at the convention right now. And she had it in her stories. So like they're doing some like hands-on stuff. This is Chantal. I guess she was doing like on fabric, so that's kind of interesting. And then this is Matthew, and he's like cutting into like foam or something with like a blade, and he's like pushing it into making letters. I thought that was pretty interesting. Tattooing. Looks like embossing. I don't know, it looked really cool. So I saw that the next one was in San Antonio. So I was like, huh, that's a little closer. I might be curious to do that in July of next year. But that'd be cool for you and your work. What do you think?
I think that would be a level up. I mean, especially if they're offering classes, you know, as a teacher, educator, and kinesthetic learner, I definitely love to be live, one-on-one, or in a group with other people learning things. So I look forward to this. I'm gonna seek it out.
Let me Mont Blanc. Let me share the screen. So I'll have to go in a few minutes, but on Wednesday, today's Monday, so masterclass Monday. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to do like a work with me. And so you could kind of get started on a grant, and then you could come work with me, and other people can join too. And we'll like be in a collaborative space together, and we can go through your grant. So on Discover right here, Discover calligraphy classes on the left side. Here are all the upcoming classes that they have. Maybe they don't have any right now, but that's Matthew, Chantal, and Brittany. Let me send you the link in the chat. And let me go back to what we were doing with the chat PDF. Okay, so it looks like
One more time. 4-inch, yeah. Sorry, I'm at the.
That's all good. Okay, while Leon's taking care of business at the auto shop, I'll give you all like a little summary. So we took the request for proposal for the grants, and we took the packet of information, PDF, and we put it in chat PDF. And then we started interacting with that, asking it to be an expert in grant writing. And then we took some context from Leon, things that he wrote in capital letters, to run that through. It looks like it has some revised proposal writing, but Leon and I talked about we have to be careful not to let, we don't want it to become all chat PDF, chat GPT. We want it to stay true to our voice. And so it's good to have some rewrites, but it's also good to like keep some things in your voice. At the same time, if you had like a whole, like yours seem pretty organized in your capital letters, but if you had like a mess of your thoughts all over the place, you could ask ChatGPT to take your thoughts and your writing and organize it in like the suggested way of the grant. So that could be very helpful for some people. So looks like we're getting some good stuff here. I will send this to you, Leon, on I will send this to you so you can play with it some more. I have to get going in a few, but on Wednesday, I'm going to host a Work With Me Wednesday, and you can come and you can play with this a little bit more on your own, and then you can bring questions to that, and then we can kind of like work through it together with anyone else that joins. How does that sound?
Oh, it sounds great. Well, really, thank you for this opportunity to check in. I've been using the ChatGPT myself gently, but seeing the way that you're using it really give me a different lens to work with. I took some notes in regards to how to interact with it. So thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. So this is like my favorite question, right? Is I like to ask ChatGPT any final thoughts. And so I will do that right now. And I will also ask you the same. So let me see. Let me share this again. Oops. Let me ask it this. Any final thoughts? So interesting. Sometimes it'll say, I'm not capable of thought, blah, blah, blah. And then other times it'll tell you some thoughts. So it says, be concise and focused, address the grant requirements, highlight the unique aspects of your program, seek feedback. I think that sounds pretty good. Now, do you have any final thoughts?
Oh, sheesh, final thoughts. I think I'm gonna do some plugging away myself in the next 48 hours. This has definitely sparked some interest and guided, shown the way.
Yeah, there's a few other people that I know that they wanted to come, but they couldn't come. So I will send them this replay. So on Wednesday, there might be more people that pull through. Yes, now that you kind of have the basic framework of this, I would try to take some of the chat stuff from Chat PDF and put it in Chat GPT, because I think you actually get even better responses. I do think that what we got in Chat PDF was helpful for the basics. Now take some of that and put it in Chat GPT, especially if you feel like paying the $20 a month, you can get the premium version. And you could be like, I'd like you to act as an expert in grant writing, and then give it like the websites from Sacramento, give it your website, give it your social media profiles, and like kind of really breathe in your writing styles into whatever Chat GPT puts for you. So
Really?
yeah, that
okay.
I think I've shown a few people that. Oh yeah, I showed it on the Condor group. I showed them how to do that. So maybe on Wednesday I can kind of show you and everyone else kind of how to do that part of it. What do you think?
Okay, well, I think that I would like to update my website.
Nice.
I think actually, using the Chat GPT to update my website is going to be one of the new focuses.
Yeah. Yeah, just also like the big thing in my mind is like, try not to like lose your voice when you rewrite the website, you know?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna send you the chat from Zoom right now in an email. And then on the chat PDF, I'm going to send you the chat transcript. And then between now and Wednesday, why don't you like play around a little bit on ChatGPT, and then on Wednesday, so like today was I do, tomorrow is you do, and then on Wednesday we can work on it some more. What do you think?
Oh, it sounds good.
Okay, let me email you now the whole transcript with chat PDF. Okay, so I sent all that to you. All right,
Sweet.
man. Thank you for coming today and allowing me to have some context to show how I would approach this. Very much appreciated.
Mhm. Yeah, same. I very much appreciate you for providing the context
Yeah.
and the framework. This is really good.
Yeah, just keep in
Really
mind,
good.
like, you know, the net analogy like really flows well, I think, for this. It's like throw it
Mhm.
out, bring in some stuff, take a look at it, decide what you like. If you see some things you like, take the net out and go get those more things, and then just kind of blend it together and then make it yours. And I feel like if you really channel all that and set your intentions for that, you can get some really good stuff from Chat GPT that sounds like you. So like bringing in the context of your social media and your website and what you do, and maybe even, I think you said you've had some articles in the newspaper written about you. So if you can find some of those, you can like throw those in too, and that'll give you more context. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So
I like it.
I'm curious what you come up with in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, me too. I definitely have the time.
All right, Leon, let's take a few deep breaths and then we can sign off. What do you think?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. All right, let's go. Let's go. 1, 2,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and 3. Have a great day, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.